And what are some things that we're going to see over this 1 year or so journey? Or are we going to see some cardio, some physical? Like, what are some ideas that...
Yeah, those elements are really important.
Okay.
Certainly cardiovascular fitness is key because you want to have the ability to go up those stairs, like you said, and not be winded. So some of that is muscular, so we'll be building muscle, specific exercises for the lower body, but then core is my main focus. Because if you have a stable core, you can use the rest of your body more efficiently. You know, obviously if you're doing an exercise like push-ups, you're going to need to use your arms, but your core is going to support you through that movement. So if you don't have a strong core, you can't really facilitate the push-ups properly.
And the core is central, so around this area?
Core means basically hip flexors, abdominals, and back. All of those. So it's a lot of the body area,
So we talk a lot about physical activity. How about nutrition? So what are some ideas that you'd like to see on a journey for people to partake in nutrition-wise?
First, just to understand that I'm not a nutritionist.
Understood.
And when I do give advice, it's general advice and it's common sense advice. Mostly I keep people accountable to me for what they're eating and what's best to be eating. I mean, anyone can follow the Canada Food Guide and do it, but having support is key. So the fact that you're doing this in a partnership is the best thing because you guys can piggyback on each other, talk about what you had today and compare notes, and it really does help you keep accountable. And what are some sort of, from your personal opinion, not from a nutritionist point of view, what are some great sort of foods to look at when you're working on this journey? So everybody knows that you need to get protein. Protein is key to building muscle tissue, to recover muscle tissue. In the first hour after exercise is the most important time, according to the experts, that you need to have protein because your body is ready to absorb. It's in a deficit, so it needs to absorb that protein in the next hour.
So to get the most out of your workout, don't eat before the workout, eat after. Do you have anything before?
Yeah, so a little bit of food before, like a light carbohydrate, perhaps a bit of oatmeal with some yogurt and berries. You're getting some fuel, and as well you're getting some antioxidants. Good.
And in your personal opinion, again, not as a nutritionist, so you know, you see a lot of marketing companies coming out with these energy drinks, where a lot of fitness gurus like yourself, they just focus on water. It's water. Where do you see a fine line? Where do you prefer clients to focus on, in your personal opinion?
Water is definitely important. I think during a workout, you need to rehydrate, and water is clear, so it's easier for the body to hydrate if it's a clear source. If you are into a duration of an hour of cardiovascular fitness, you also need to replace electrolytes. So electrolytes are key to firing the muscle as well. If you don't have electrolytes, those are minerals, you're not going to be able to fire properly. So depending on the activity, you can add a light electrolyte replacement. Those nutrition drinks that you buy that are full of sugar are probably not the best. Something that's just an electrolyte replacement into the water is ideal. And
energy drinks, again, they're not really a complement to a workout. Those are more just quick boosts. They don't really...
I think in an emergency situation, if you're, on the run and you run out of water or your own electrolyte, you could get a Gatorade or a Powerade or any of those companies and have a drink. That would be okay in an emergency.
So Val, tell me about how you help your clients motivate. So we talked about the journey and transformation during that journey, but we all hit roadblocks. So, what are some ideas that I need to focus on besides my end game when I hit that roadblock? How do I get past that?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's important to keep check on what your true outcome is. So you might be thinking, well, I just want to look leaner, or I want my belly smaller. But perhaps you have some major reason why you want it to be smaller. So are you thinking that, I'll feel better about myself, I'll be more empowered, I'll feel like Superman? I mean, what is the reason that you want to feel that way? There must be a bigger picture beyond just wanting a trim belly.
So maybe focusing on the confidence you get from it, on the ability to sort of fit in places.
It could be. You may be a very confident person and you still have this problem with your belly, and for you it's maybe getting back to the way you used to be. Maybe you were a football star, or maybe you imagined yourself at some point in your life looking like a major athlete, and you want to see yourself looking that way. Maybe that's your end result. Do you know?
It's funny. As you're talking, I'm thinking about one of the reasons why I started this journey a year ago, but well before I met you, but I haven't been able to succeed. Is my father. He and I, we both are big belly boys, and he got cancer and had a stroke all at the same time. But he had all his hair, all his teeth. He was by any means healthy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in a matter of weeks, he got sick with cancer. And it was, for a family that doesn't really have cancer in its bloodline, it was, and one of the things they focused on was nutrition. So when I think of my dad, I remember sometimes that he was a big guy.
Right.
So I think physically I do work, so I'm okay. I don't eat as bad as I used to. I'm working well on portions, but this is still here. So maybe that's part of my motivation, is worrying, is it gonna, I don't know if it's gonna help me avoid cancer or maybe just put it off. So in my mind, I don't even know if there's logic to it.
No,
in my mind, there's a correlation that if I can lose this, it'll buy me time in life, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a healthy perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's good to go back to that every now and again, because I don't think you're gonna stay as motivated with just wanting to look better.
Right.
I think keeping that image in your mind of a healthy body is good for you psychologically as well as physically in the long run. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to start today with some, I guess, cardio and some, I'm not even sure. So I guess we'll tune in again and we'll see what we do next.
Awesome. A little trouble with the pump part.
So just to put it in reference, Val has a knife and a pump. So that's my first impression of Val. So I'm a little nervous. We're trying to engineer that while I stretch. So I'm trying to, yeah, so here's my first stretch. Can't touch my toe. And let's see maybe over the next few months if that changes. I don't know. I can almost touch it. Hold on. Oh look, I can move my toe. There we go. I didn't think of that.
It's awesome, Bob.
Boy, you feel it in here.
So, just finished first workout.
Yeah.
I
can't put words together. Let me think.
I can email you if there's a problem with that time.
Was hard. We did some cardio mixed with physical activity. So we did stuff on a ball, stuff with weights. And what I'm amazed about is how much cardio there is in the weights. So when Coach Val has us doing certain things, it's funny how I'm actually winded. So I'm doing physical work on the ball or with the weights or whatever, but I'm winded. She has exercises that are winded. So it's, I don't have words. My mind is racing, so that's good, but I'm physically pooped. So that's day one. And I do feel a difference, like in my stomach. I'm already feeling somebody's mad at me down there, so I'm sure. But yeah, so let's see how it goes from here.